Hello students, Jinali Shah welcomes you on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Let us begin with the last part of the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. But before starting it, let us see what we have studied in previous videos. Students, in previous videos we have studied regarding the parts of the flower. In that we have studied regarding the calyx, whose individual units were called as sepals. We have studied regarding the corolla, whose individual units were called as petal. Androecium, which is a male reproductive part, or you can say male reproductive organ, and its individual units are called as stamen. And finally gynoecium, whose individual units are called as the pistil or carpel, and it is the female reproductive part of a flowering plant. We have also studied regarding the fruits and the varieties of the fruits. Basically, we have seen that the fertilized ovary is called as a fruit, right? Then we have also studied regarding the seeds. So, what is a seed? A fertilized ovule, it is called as a seed. Then we have studied the two types of the seeds in detail. One is the dicot seed and another one is the monocot seed. Students, in today's video, basically we will be dealing with the various plant families, right? But before starting that, before dealing with the families of the plant, we need to know certain technical terms which are used to describe the flowering plants. So, let us begin with the topic semi-technical description of a typical flowering plant. How can we describe a flowering plant? Now students, various morphological features are used to describe a flowering plant. So, to describe a flowering plant, basically morphological characteristics would be used. The description has to be brief, in a simple and scientific language and presented in a proper sequence. Very important. जब भी कोई plant family, जब भी कोई plant को हम describe करते हैं, then that description should be brief, it should be simple and in scientific language and in a proper sequence. Sequence यानी हम देखेंगे कि जैसे पहले वेजिटेटिव कैरेक्टर्स हम मेंशन करते हैं, देन फ्लोरल कैरेक्टर्स मेंशन करते हैं, फ्लोरल कैरेक्टर्स में भी हम डिफरेंट पार्ट्स डिस्क्राइब करेंगे. सो ये जो पार्ट्स का जो सीक्वेंस है दैट शुड बी मेंटेन, सीक्वेंस शुड बी प्रॉपर. The plant is described beginning with its habit, vegetative characters, that is roots, stem and leaves, and then the floral characters, inflorescence and flower parts. Very important. जब भी कोई plant को हम describe करते हैं, we will always begin with the habit of the plant, that is whether it is a herb, whether it is a shrub, whether it is a tree, whether it is a climber, etc. Then we will mention the vegetative characters of the plant, that is we will describe the roots, stem and leaves, and then the floral characters. In floral characters, first of all we will begin with the inflorescence, then the floral parts. Which are the floral parts? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Now after describing the various parts of a plant, a floral diagram and a floral formula are presented. यानी कि जब total description finish हो जाए, after that a floral diagram and the floral formula of the flowering plant will be constructed. And you have to keep in mind that floral formula is always represented by symbols. There are certain symbols which are used to basically there are symbols which are used to represent a floral formula. Now students, in the floral formula, BR, it stands for bracteate, K stands for calyx, C stands for corolla, P stands for perianth, A stands for androecium, G for gynoecium. Now a G with a line below it, it represents the superior ovary. Superior ovary means ovary occupies the highest position and other floral parts are below the ovary. Then G with a mark above it, with a single line above it, indicates that the inferior ovary, which means the ovary occupies the lowest position and other floral parts are located above the ovary. Then a circle with a arrow mark, this type of mark, it indicates that a male flower is there. Then this type of structure represents what? It represents a female flower, and when both the marks are there, it indicates that the flower is a bisexual. Then circle with a positive sign, it stands for the actinomorphic flower, and percentage sign, it represents the zygomorphic flower. So these are the various symbols which are used to represent a floral formula. Now, fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within a bracket and adhesion by a line drawn above the symbols of the floral parts. Very, very important. Say for example, petals है, right? अभी ये petals fused है, and say for example there are total 5 petals and these 5 petals are fused. So how can we show the fusion? So first of all, petal is represented by symbol C. Now see students, what is it written? Fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within the bracket. What does that mean? Say for example, there are 5 petals and these 5 petals are fused. Then this 5 number will be written in the bracket. So now students, what does this indicates? That this flower contains the 5 petals and these 5 petals are fused. So that is how a fusion is indicated. Now suppose the petal is attached with the androecium, right? So androecium यानी कि stamen and petals यानी कि corolla, ये दोनों attached है, तो how it is represented? So a line will be shown above them. ये दोनों के बीच में एक line indicate होगी which indicates the adhesion, or you can say union between the floral parts. So union between the floral part is shown by the line above the symbols. Now that was regarding the floral formula. So floral formula basically is represented symbolically, and there are various symbols which are used to represent a floral formula. Now floral diagram. So basically what is floral diagram or how it is useful? So it provides the information about the number of parts of a flower, their arrangement and their relation they have with one another. So basically through floral diagram we can say that what would be the number of parts of the floral parts. Say for example कितने sepals है, कितने petals है. So we can know through the floral diagram. Then how are those floral parts arranged and what relation do they have with one another? That can be studied through the floral diagram. The position of the mother axis with respect to the flower is represented by a dot on the top of the floral diagram. So basically what is the position of the mother axis with respect to the flower? That can be shown by representing a dot on the top of the floral diagram. The calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium are drawn in successive whorl, calyx being the outermost and gynoecium being in the center. So जब भी floral diagram construct करते हैं, so basically calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, they are drawn in a successive manner in such a way that calyx will be always the outermost part and gynoecium will be the innermost part, or it will be in the center. Floral formula also shows the cohesion and adhesion with the parts of the whorls and between the whorls. Cohesion यानी खुद के parts में कैसा attachment है, and adhesion यानी whether it is attached to the other floral parts or not. So through floral formula we can know the cohesion between the members of the particular floral parts as well as with the adhesion with the other parts of the flower. So basically here you can see the floral in the diagram next to you, you can see here in the diagram you can see the floral diagram and floral formula which represents the mustard plant which belongs to the family Brassicaceae. So basically this dot is the position of the mother axis with respect to the position of the flower. Now see students, this is the floral formula. So what does the positive sign within the circle indicates? Actinomorphic flower. Then this symbol indicates what? It indicates the, what is that indicating? Bisexual flower. K stands for what? It stands for calyx. So there are total 4 sepals, but these sepals occur in a group of 2. C4, it indicates what? C4 indicates that there are 4 petals. A2 plus 4, A indicates androecium, that is stamen. So total 6 stamens in the group of 2. Then G below that is the line. So what does it indicates? That the ovary occupies the superior position. In bracket 2 is written, यानी बाइकार्पेलरी ओवरी है एंड वो जो है वो कैसी कंडीशन है? सिनकार्पस. सिनकार्पस यानी फ्यूज्ड. नाउ सी स्टूडेंट्स, total how many petals are there? Total there are how many sepals? 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. These 4 are what? They are sepals. Then how many petals are there? 4. So basically 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then androecium, total how many are there? 6. So these are 2 and these are the other 4. And then total how many carpels are there? 2. So these are the 2 carpels. So this is the floral diagram of the mustard plant along with its floral formula. Students, these diagrams and floral formula are very important from your exam point of view as well as for the NEET point of view. Now see students, here various symbols and their description are given. So students, we will learn them. So BR, it stands for bracteate, EBR, it stands for ebracteate. So if a flower is having a bract, it is represented by BR. Without bract, it is represented as EBR. Then actinomorphic flower with the symbol plus in the circle, that is a radial symmetry, a flower with a radial symmetry. And zygomorphic flower, that is a circle with a single vertical line or by a percentage sign. It means which symmetry it is? A bilateral symmetry. Okay, the male flower or flower with the stamen, it is represented by circle and an arrow over it. Then a carpellate flower or female flower, a circle and below the mark this, and bisexual flower with both the symbols. Calyx is represented by K. Now if suppose there are 4 free sepals, the sepals are free from each other, then it is represented by K, and then below it what is written in the subscript? 4. And if the petals are fused, then that 4 number will be written in the bracket. Same way, petal is represented by C, free petals only number is written, and fused petal the number with the bracket. Now in certain conditions, the calyx and corolla is not differentiated. So what is the term used for them? Perianth. So perianth is represented by P. Its members are called as tepals. If the tepals are free, the number will be without bracket. If they are fused, they will be with the bracket. And P 3 plus 3. So it indicates that tepals 3 in each cycle. Yani 3 internally, say for example, and 3 externally. Now androecium. So basically A stands for androecium. If the stamens are free, only number is there. If they are fused, then they are mentioned in the bracket. Then 10 stamens in C, 5 plus 5. So what does it indicate? That 10 stamens total, 5 in each cycle. Then A0 indicates that the stamen are absent. A with the infinity sign indicates that the stamens are infinite. Now C and A, यानी C के ऊपर एक एरो है and A को वो टच कर रहा है. What does it indicates? That stamens are epipetalous. It means stamens are attached with what? They are attached with the petals. And P and A, and above that a line, it indicates that stamens are epiphyllous. So what does it indicate? That the stamens are attached with the perianth, whose members are called as the tepals. Similarly, gynoecium is represented by G. Free carpels are represented only by the number. Fused carpel by number within the bracket. 0 indicates the carpels are present. सुपीरियर ओवरी अगर है तो जी के नीचे एक लाइन होगी and along with that the number of the carpels will be mentioned. See here it is written in the bracket 2. So superior fused bicarpellary carpels. Then अगर सेमी इंफीरियर है, हाफ इंफीरियर है, सेमी सुपीरियर, कुछ भी बोलो, हाफ सुपीरियर, देन दैट कंडीशन इज रिप्रेजेंटेड नंबर के बाद एक छोटी सी लाइन होगी एंड जी के ऊपर एक लाइन है. इट इंडिकेट्स दैट द ओवरी इज inferior. So that are the certain conditions, these are the certain symbols which are used to represent the floral formula. Now students, we will study in your portion 3 families are given. We will study each of them in detail. So first family is a Fabaceae family. So this family was earlier called Papilionaceae family, which is a subfamily of a family Leguminosae. It is distributed all over the world. Now first of all, so vegetative characters. हमने बोला था फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हैबिट. सो हैबिट में क्या है? सो बेसिकली दे मे बी ट्रीज, दे मे बी shrubs, दे मे बी herbs and their root consist of the root nodules, right? So these are certain of the habit as well as the vegetative characters of the root. So basically क्या है? They are either trees, they are shrubs, they may be herbs and their root contains root nodules. Root nodules consist of the nitrogen fixing bacteria which helps in the process of nitrogen fixation. Now stem. So their stem either is erect or it may be a climber. Leaves. So alternate. Alternate indicates its phyllotaxy. What do you mean by alternate phyllotaxy? That from the each node single leaf arise and these leaves are arranged alternately like a spiral. Say for example एक leaf इधर है, then other leaf will be here, then other leaf will be here. So that is called as the alternate phyllotaxy. Pinnately compound leaf. So basically what is a pinnately compound leaf? We have studied 2 types of the compound leaves. One is pinnate and another one is the palmate. So pinnate में क्या होता है? The leaflets are arranged on the midrib. So that is pinnately compound leaves. Or they may be simple. Simple यानी there will be no incisions, right? Then leaf base is pulvinate. Pulvinate यानी leaf base swollen होगा. Stipulate यानी with the stipules. And venation is reticulate. What is reticulate venations? When veins are arranged in the network like structure. They form the network like structure. They are distributed irregularly. Say for example this is a leaf, then this type of the venation is called as the reticulate venation. So this is description regarding the leaves. They have alternate phyllotaxy. They are pinnately compound leaves or they may be simple leaves. The leaf base is pulvinate यानी कि leaf base कैसा है? Swollen है. Stipulate है यानी लीफ बेस के आइदर साइड्स पे स्टिप्यूल्स है एंड देन दे आर हैविंग द रेटिकुलेट वेनेशन. इट मीन्स वेनलेट्स आर अरेंज्ड इन द नेटवर्क लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, द फ्लोरल कैरेक्टर्स. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट फ्लोरल कैरेक्टर्स, द इनफ्लोरेसेंस इज रेसिमोस. रेसिमोस यानी main axis continues to grow and the leaves are formed or flowers are formed on the alternate side in the acropetal manner. The flowers are bisexual यानी androecium and gynoecium दोनों रहेगा. Zygomorphic यानी what is the condition? Which type of symmetry it is? Bilateral symmetry. Now calyx. So they have 5 sepals. They are gamosepalous. Gamosepalous यानी fused. And estivation either it is valvate or it is imbricate. What is valvate? The flowers, the members, sepals or petal. Here we are talking about calyx. So sepals कैसे हो गए? Either their margins will be touching each other without overlapping. This condition is valvate. And imbricate यानी one member is completely outside, one member is completely inside, and other three members कैसे हो गए? With one member outside and one member inside. Then corolla. So they have 5 petals. Now I told you when we talk about legumes plant, their corolla will have the vexillary estivation. When we talk about vexillary estivation, what is the condition? There is a one standard largest petal which overlaps the two standard lateral petal called as the wings, and these wings in turn will overlap the smallest anterior petals called as the keel. So they have 5 petals. They are polypetalous. Polypetalous यानी petals are free. Papillinaceous यानी vexillary estivation, in consisting of a posterior standard, 2 lateral wings, 2 anterior ones, forming a keel which is enclosing a stamen and pistil, which is called as the vexillary estivation. Now androecium 10 indicates that there are 10 stamens. Diadelphous. What is diadelphous? The stamens are fused through their filaments. Anther are free and they form how many groups? 2 groups. Anther is dithecous, yani they have 2 lobes within their chambers. Gynoecium. Ovary is superior, yani ovary occupies the highest position, other floral parts below the ovary. Monocarpellary यानी एक ही कार्पल है. यूनिलोक्यूलर यानी एक ही कैविटी है with many ovules. Style is single. The fruit is legumes. इस fruits में हमने different types, 2 types study किए, dry fruits and fleshy fruits. Now students, in fleshy fruits there are various varieties. So one of the variety is legume. A seed may be 1 to many and they are non-endospermic seeds. Now see the floral formula. Percentage indicates zygomorphic flower. Then a bisexual flower. Sepals are fused. Petals are free. लेकिन petals का arrangement कैसा है? 1, 2 and 2. And last वाले 2 petals को bracket में दिखाया है. यानी कैसा होगा? This is largest petal. These are the wings and these are the keel. So ये last वाले petals कैसे है? They are fused. Then androecium 10 यानी 10 stamens है. So they are didelphous. 2 group में arranged है. So one group is of 9 stamens जो fused है. कैसे fused है? So basically उनके filaments fused है, उनके anther free है. And then there is one single one. And gynoecium G के नीचे line है which represents the superior ovary and it is monocarpellary condition. So this is the floral formula. See students, this is a flowering twig of the pea plant. Then this is a flower of a pea plant. Then these are the petals of the pea plant. These are the reproductive parts. This is LS or you can say longitudinal section of a carpel. And see here you can see the floral diagram. So outer part represents the sepals. They are fused. They are gamosepalous. देखो ये 5 sepals है और fused दिखाई है. Then petals कैसे है? This is the largest. These are the 2 lateral and the lower ones are the keel. Then there are stamens. So stamens देखो कि ये जो 9 का एक group है वो कैसे है? Fused है. And this is a single stamen, so it is diadelphous. And then the gynoecium which is having what? Single ovary. And this is representing, the dot represents the position of the mother axis. So this is the floral diagram of the Pisum sativum plant which is a pea plant. Now economic importance of the plants of this family. So many plants belonging to this family are sources of pulses. They are the sources of pulses. Example gram, arham, sem, moong, soyabean, etc. They are also sources of edible oil like soyabean and groundnut. They are the sources, or you can say they are sources of dye like indicofera, Sources of fibers, example sun hemp. Fodder, example sesbania and trifolium. Ornamentals like lupin and sweet pea, and medicinal plant like mulia tea. See students, these families are very important. सब part बहुत important है. Vegetative characters, their floral characters, floral formula, floral diagram, economic importance along with the example. This is very important for NEET purpose as well as for your boards. Now students, the next family is the Solanaceae family. So it is a large family commonly called as a potato family. It is widely distributed in tropics, subtropics and even in the temperate region. So first of all, the vegetative characters. Plants are mostly herbs, shrubs and rarely small trees. So mainly habit क्या है? Herbs and shrubs. Some of them are small trees. Now stem कैसी है? So they have the herbaceous, rarely woody. यानी stems कैसी है? Green है. Woody stem बहुत rare होती है. Stems mainly is aerial. It is erect, it is cylindrical, it is branched, it may be solid or hollow, it may be hairy or glabrous, it may be underground stem as in case of potato. Mainly aerial hai, but in potato the stem is underground. Now the example of the scientific name of the potato is Solanum tuberosum. Now leaves alternate indicates phyllotaxis. Simple yani without any incisions. In certain cases pinnately compound yani leaflets are formed on the midrib. Exstipulate, that is without stipules, and venation is reticulate. Reticulate yani the veinlets are arranged in the network like structure. Now the floral characters. So here the inflorescence is solitary. Solitary yani the main axis will terminate into the flower. Solitary axillary yani axis may form. Cymose, basically inflorescence is found in the solanum. Flowers are bisexual, that is it will contain both androecium and gynoecium, and actinomorphic, that is with the radial symmetry. Calyx, sepals are 5, they are united, they are persistent यानी fertilization के बाद भी sepals remove नहीं हो गए. And the estivation is the valvate यानी basically they touch along their margins but do not overlap. Corolla, petals are also 5, they are united and valvate estivation. Androecium, stamens are 5, it is epipetalous. Epipetalous yani it is attached to the petals. Gynoecium, bicarpellary obligately placed yani 2 carpels. Syncarpous yani they are fused. Ovary is superior, that is other floral parts are located below the ovary. Bilocular, there are 2 cavities in the ovule. Placenta is swollen which bears the many ovules, and the placentation is exile. Fruits is either berry or capsule. Again these are the types of the fruits. Seeds, they may be many and it is endospermous, that is endosperm is present. Floral formula. The circle with the plus sign indicate actinomorphic, then this indicates bisexual. The sepals, 5 sepals are fused, 5 petals they are also fused, they have 5 stamens which are not fused but the stamens are attached with the petals. This indicates the epipetalous condition. Ovary is superior, position is superior यानी G के नीचे line, and 2 carpels which are fused यानी syncarpous condition. See students, this is a flowering twig, this is a flower, this is a longitudinal section of a flower, this is a carpel and these are the stamens. So here students, this is a floral diagram which indicates that see कितने sepals थे 5. So these 5 sepals are fused. Then these are the 5 petals which are also fused. Then these are the 5 stamens and these stamens are attached with the petals. So देखो ये stamen के बीच में line है, that indicates the petal. And then this is the ovary. ये ovary के अंदर जो 2 pink color के structure दिखाए, it indicates that it is bilocular ovary. Which type of ovary? Bilocular. And उसके अंदर क्या है? Ovules arranged है. So that is regarding the floral diagram. This is a floral diagram of Solanum nigrum, that is McCoy plant. Now, economic importance of the plants belonging to this family. So, they are the sources of food like tomato, brinjal, potato. They are the sources of spices like chili. They have the medicinal use like belladonna and ashwagandha. They are fumigatory like tobacco, and some of them are ornamentals like petunia. So, this is regarding the economic importance of the plants belonging to this family. Now students, the last family, that is Liliaceae family. It is commonly called as the lily family and it is a representative of the monocot plants. This family plants, they are basically distributed worldwide. Now vegetative, they are perennial herbs with the underground bulbs, combs and rhizomes. So stem either वो कैसे हो गए, bulb हो गए या combs हो गए या rhizomes हो गए. लीव्स मोस्टली बेसल लोअर पार्ट में हो गए. अल्टरनेट यानी फाइलोटेक्सी. लीनियर यानी लाइन में अरेंज्ड. एक्सटिप्यूलेट विदाउट स्टिप्यूल्स. एंड पैरेलल वेनेशन यानी द वेन्सलेट्स आर अरेंज्ड इन द पैरेलल मैनर एंड नॉट फॉर्मिंग द नेटवर्क लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. Now the floral characters of this particular family. So inflorescence is solitary, cymose, and in certain cases umbellate inflorescence is also found. Floral flower, it is bisexual, that is both male and female reproductive organs. Actinomorphic, that is which condition? Radial symmetry. पेरियांथ, क्यों पेरियांथ लिखा है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे सेपल्स और यू कैन से कैलिक्स एंड कोरोला आर नॉट डिफ्रेंशिएटेड. सो इंडिविजुअल यूनिट्स आर टेपल्स. टेपल्स कितने हैं? 6 है. नाउ दिस 6 आर यूनाइटेड इन अ ग्रुप ऑफ 3 and 3 एंड दे फॉर्म अ ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. एंड टेपल्स में जो एस्टिवेशन होता है दैट इज वाल्वेट. एंड्रोशियम स्टेमेंस कितने हैं? 6 इन द ग्रुप ऑफ 3+3 and they are epitepalous. Epitepalous yani the stamens are attached to the tepals. Gynoecium is tricarpellary, that is 3 carpels. Syncarpous yani fused. Superior ovary yani ovary occupies the highest position, other floral parts below the ovary. Trilocular with the 3 locules and many ovules with the axile placentation. Fruit is capsule, rarely berry. Seeds are endospermous seeds. And floral formula. BR indicates the bract. Plus sign indicates within the circle indicates actinomorphic. This indicates bisexual. P3+3 यानी ब्रैकेट में है, फ्यूज्ड है. लेकिन फ्यूज्ड कैसे है? तीन टेपल्स फ्यूज्ड है एंड दूसरे 3 टेपल्स फ्यूज्ड है. A3+3 यानी ग्रुप ऑफ 3. राइट. नाउ दिस स्टेमेंस आर अटैच्ड टू व्हाट? पेरियांथ. एंड G with the 3 sign. So that is regarding the ovary. Now this is the floral family. Basically this is a plant, onion plant called as Allium cepa. ये plant है, ये inflorescence है. देखो ये umbel inflorescence है. This is the flower and here you can see the floral diagram. See students, the condition. These are the 3 basically structures. देखो ये देन अनदर 3 देन सी दिस आर 3 पेरियांथ है. पेरियांथ है यानी कैलिक्स एंड कोरोला डिफ्रेंशिएटेड नहीं है. सो बेसिकली दोनों के स्ट्रक्चर कैसे है? सिमिलर है. सो बाहर के साइड 3 है, अंदर के साइड 3 टेपल्स है. अभी ये टेपल से कौन ऑर्गन अटैच्ड है? सो ये स्टेमेंस. सो दिस स्टेमेंस आर अटैच्ड टू टेपल्स. देन द ट्राइलोक्यूलर यानी दिस इज अ ओवरी. दिस आर द 3 चेम्बर्स. एक्साइल प्लेसेंटेशन है यानी एक्सिस पे ओव्यूल्स अटैच्ड है. सो दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द फ्लोरल डायग्राम ऑफ द अनियन प्लांट. नाउ इकोनॉमिक इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ द प्लांट्स बिलोंगिंग टू दिस फैमिली. Some of them are good ornamentals like tulip and gloriosa. They are the sources of medicine like aloe. Some of them are sources of vegetables like asparagus. Then colchicine is obtained from Colchicium autumnale. Now this colchicine, it is basically used to prevent the gout attack. So basically gout is a severe pain of the joint due to the abnormal high level of the uric acids in the blood of the adults. So basically gout के अटैक से या gout के पेन से प्रिवेंट करने के लिए colchicine is used. It is also used to relieve the pain of the gout attack when they occur. So that is regarding the economic importance of the plants belonging to the Liliaceae family. So students, I end my lecture here. Today we have completed this chapter, Morphology of the flowering plants. In the next lecture we will be studying regarding the anatomy of the flowering plants. Thank you students.